Hi everyone. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I really appreciate your guys' support throughout the last several months, even though I've haven't been very active at all on social media. And so I've received different messages and comments, and I really appreciate it, and likes from watching my videos of the past. I really appreciate. Thank you for your support. Today I wanted to talk about a new topic. So different types of knowledge. All right. So as the world transitions into the next phase of evolution that we're going through, this transformation that's taking place right before our very eyes, one of the things that will be a part of the new consciousness is recognizing the weight, if you will, or the value distinction of different types of knowledge. Okay? So what do I mean by that? Well, there's knowledge that we read in a book. Okay? So that gets stored in our head. Okay? So that's mental knowledge. Okay? Then there's another level of knowledge which comes from something that we've heard from someone else's experience. Okay? So that's, hearing from someone else's experience. So for example, someone says, oh my gosh, you gotta try this restaurant, it's amazing, and you should check it out. Okay? So that's a level of knowledge that comes from a friend, an acquaintance of ours who's had an experience. So that the weight of that knowledge becomes more valuable because it's not just some random person that we don't know writing something in a book. Okay? Or it could be even stating something in a video, right? Or wherever it's from. If we're just looking at something and something is just it's just registering in our heads, that's mental knowledge. But then if something has an experiential element to it, where someone has experienced something and they're sharing of their own experience, that registers a little deeper in our being, and it actually has more weight from a veracity or truth standpoint. Okay? And then an even deeper level of knowledge is where we experience something ourselves. Okay? So, and this is like different types of experiences. I'm not just talking about like a mystical experience, right? That is very, very deep, very profound, and for someone to have an experience of pure spirit, that is priceless, and that is something that's indelible. It's going to be imprinted into a person's soul, in their being. So there's nothing that anyone can say or do really to take that experience away. Okay? However, I'm also talking about just experiences in everyday life, right? Like, for example, we go to the grocery store, let's say they have samples of peaches, okay? And for someone who's never had a peach, all of a sudden they sample a peach. It's like, oh my God, now I know what a peach is. Now I really know what a peach is, right? Because they've tasted it, as opposed to just reading about it, hearing about it, or seeing it, okay? So it's something that we experience. For example, let's say someone gets into a car accident after, having been texting while driving. And so their attention was focused, it wasn't focused on the road. And so they, then experienced an accident because of that, right? Or just looking down at their phone, or for whatever reason it was in that regard. That person then, when they share with someone else about the importance of keeping the eyes on the road, they're going to have a very deep understanding of that because it's impacted them significantly in their own lives, right? That's another very powerful learning experience. So that it's one thing to go to, let's say, traffic school and learn that, okay, it's important not to text and drive, right? At the same time, for example. But it's another thing for someone to have experienced something along those lines that leads to drastic ramifications. They're going to have another much deeper understanding of that. Okay? And so that's the point that I'm trying to make, is that there's levels to knowledge. And so the vast majority of what we consider knowledge in our society is head knowledge, right? It's just something that we've read. Someone came up with a theory, oftentimes, that was put into a book, and we've taken it as gospel because it was written in our school textbooks. We read it, we look at it, we say, oh, okay, it must be true, and we accept it. However, one of the things that is coming to awareness in this new era is that really powerful and most valuable knowledge is that which is experienced. And not to say that the head knowledge has no value. It has some value, but it's not the same as having experienced something. Okay? And then when the head knowledge can work with the experiential knowledge, that's where great things can happen intellectually as well, where we are taking direction, where our head is taking direction from our heart and from our experience in life. That's where knowledge can be very helpful and of service to people in their lives. Whereas a lot of times, the things that we're taught to consider as knowledge are just marketing from different platforms, commercials, ads that we see all over the place. They're just telling us, oh, you need to believe this, you need to accept this because we want you to, right? That is not knowledge. It's a form of manipulation. So it's important for us to be able to draw on our own experience and reflect on our own experience in life, to be able to ask and say, what is really true? What is of real value for me to follow in my life? So I hope you found that helpful, and it's been wonderful connecting with you all again. I look forward to doing this a lot more, and we'll be in touch. Take care.